Hello. I feel really weird, but I told myself that I was gonna do this, so here I am. Hello, Flosstube. I am Aubrey. I have been stitching for not that long. I guess I've only been stitching since the fall, so like literally like November, and it's, what is it, June? I don't even know what month it is. So it's been way less than a year, and it's one of those things, I don't even know how I fell into it, but I did, and I'm like totally obsessed now. I've always been on like the crafty side and done like these weird, my husband always makes fun of me and calls me like a little old lady because I have these crafts that I do that are usually associated with the older generation, but I've always enjoyed them. So I don't know. I really honestly don't know how it started. No, I lied. I do know how it started. I had someone on Facebook that I was friends with. They posted something that they got from Artisy or Arts. I don't know. I never know the right way to say that. I call it Artisy. But she was doing, I think it's like the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel or something, and she had posted it, and I was like, holy, it was beautiful. She's just working on it, and I was like, that is awesome. So I went on to one of like the cross stitch groups, and I started looking at it, and I was like, I think I want to give this a try. So I did, and so I'm all self-taught. I kind of look stuff up. That's probably how I found Flosstube too, is that I needed to learn, and so I wanted to watch someone doing it, and then it just kind of led me to Flosstube, and it was down the rabbit hole, and now I'm totally addicted. Always watching videos. And so I started watching people, and I'm like, I kind of feel like I found my people. They all seemed really awesome, and it was a good community. And instead of just commenting and lurking and watching people, I kind of wanted to jump into the conversation. So even though I haven't been doing this terribly long at all, I figured I'd give it a go. Why not? I'm also a mom. I have an 11-month-old, so stitching is kind of like my end after the baby goes to bed. It's kind of like my wind down activity, so I don't have a ton of time to stitch, so I don't anticipate doing these super often because it'd be boring if I showed you the same thing over and over each week, and I've done like a teeny tiny little portion of it. So I don't know how often it'll probably be sporadic, but at least I have a video out there when I comment. It won't be this like random faceless commenter. So I don't know. I feel like I'm a real newbie. I've only stitched on Ada. 80% of what I have are kits, and I kind of skip around from project to project. So I have 0 finishes. Which is kind of like my life. I mean, I'm really good at starting projects, and I'm not good at finishing. But I have one that's like kind of close, but yeah. So I'm like, I have nothing pretty. I watch all these Flosstubers that are doing these beautiful finishes, and I'm just not there yet, but I'll get there. It'll happen. So, yeah, with that being said, I guess I'll show you something of I guess this was one of my, hold up. I probably did something that's like really, really like a no-no in the stitching world, but to start, I didn't know if I was gonna like stitching, so I'm like, I'm gonna just jump onto Amazon, buy like a quick, I think it was like an $8 teeny tiny little one, and I think I did 1 row, and I was like, I'm gonna like this. And so I didn't particularly like the pattern. It was just like a little bicycle. But it was just something to start, and I think I threw it out, so I technically don't have my first start, but this was my second start, and we have a local Hobby Lobby, and that's where I got most of my stuff. They had like a big sale. So that's kind of like where my stash started, per se. I have no LNS, which is super sad. I live, we're in the Midwest, so we think that we would have one here, but we don't. And I'm close to Purdue, which is just crazy to me that we're in this like, I mean, it's a small, but it's a little big town, and we don't have one, which is kind of a bummer. So I'm like, I don't have any of that access. I could drive to Indy, but that's like an hour away, and I just haven't had the time or done it yet. So yeah, so This was kind of like my first one. It was an artiste one. And I think it's a acorn sampler. I'm getting a wicked glare. I'm in my kitchen. It's awful. But it's super, super cute. It's flipped right now, but it says all oaks from little acorns grow. And I just thought that was super cute. I'm a big fall person. I love all these colors. So this was kind of like what I started with. But I haven't got super far. I was pulling all this. I haven't worked on this in a while. I was pulling this all out and I'm like, I kind of want to work on this, which I hear people say all the time. This is about how far. I started with the little row of acorns there. That's about how far I've gotten. I'll probably end up doing that area next, but I like it. It's super cute. And it's so funny because I'm sure most of you guys are the same way, but it's like I can remember, like when I was stitching this, like the baby was still really small and not napping, and I'd get like some stitches in, they get frustrated because she would wake up within a half hour, and I was like, ah, but now that she's sleeping better, I could really get some work done on this, and I kind of want to. Super cute. So that was my first one. I have not touched that in a long time. Long time. This is probably the closest one I have to a finish. I used to keep this one in my car, and now I have, which I didn't bring in, I have one in my car that's like mostly one color, so when I'm sitting there on lunch or whenever I have free time, I don't have to like really stare at a pattern. So this is the next guy. I think he's also, yeah, same brand, just a little fox. Our family kind of have a thing about foxes. We just really, really like them. So she was super cute. I think she was like my second like real one that I'm like, I think I'm gonna cross stitch. My husband helped pick that one out. So I was like, all right, if you like something, I tend to buy it. So this is the closest. I've gotten pretty far on her. She's headless, but she's cute. So yeah, that's super fun. we have a lot of foxes in my daughter's room, so I'll probably end up putting that in my daughter's room. Probably. More than likely. Ooh, what was that called? I don't even know what that was called. Hold on. Something about... Oh, just fox. So, all right. So yeah, it's a little mini one, but just called fox. I thought it was something with quirky fox, but nope. So that wasn't very hard. So that's her. The next two are the ones I've been currently like really, really working on. This one, ooh, Reolus. I'm actually originally, we have lived, me and my husband and now our daughter, we all live in the Midwest. We're in Indiana, but I grew up about an hour from New York City. So I am an East Coaster. Love to go back, but it's super, super expensive. So we're trying to figure out a way to get back, but I just don't know how or when that's gonna happen. So he saw this, my husband was like, oh my gosh. And again, as soon as he says that he likes something, I'm like, all right. So I've actually been working on this one quite a bit because it reminds me of home and it's super sweet. So I have not gotten, and this is super, super wrinkly, but I've literally, so I kind of started the building. Dang, everything looks better in the camera. I look at it close up and I'm like, I haven't gotten that far, but that actually looks kind of cool. I'm digging it. So yeah, some of the sky and a couple of the buildings there and some of that tree, but that'll be super fun. I don't know, because I feel, well, this isn't super dirty, but some of this stuff is kind of dirty, and I feel like when I finish it, I'm going to have to wash it, and I don't know how this is going to wash with this background, but I'll figure it out when I get there. Okay. That's that. And then I have one more whip. This is, I guess I do nothing in halves. When I first got into it, I wanted artsy and I bought something. Balls to the walls, I just buy, oops, sorry, that's my dog. Bought a full coverage, which has been super, now I'm much faster, but at first I was like, I did like this little, I started in the corner there. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna take me years and years and years. So I started this one in December, and I have not worked on this exclusively, so it's really, whoa. Also, I don't have the knowledge or the time to edit right now, so it's all gonna be thrown out there, so just deal with me a little bit as I figure this all out. But yeah, artsy, it's a Blue Eyes 2, so there must be another Blue Eyes, but this one's for my mom. My mom loves cats and fosters cats, so I thought this would be super cute. She could put somewhere in their house. So it's a little creepy right now, but there we go. So I almost have one eyeball. We're getting there. yeah, this has been super, super fun to work on. Despite how it's super like confetti heavy, I love how it's coming out because it's so detailed. So we just want to talk about the back. But yeah, so it's super wrinkled. You can tell it's one of my first ones. I was kind of like using a hoop and moving it around. I don't know if I love hoops. I might end up with like I haven't tried a Q-snap, but most of what I do, I just do it in hand. I just kind of fold it up to where I'm working and then I just hold it. I'm a tiny person, and so that one hoop I was using was kind of hurting my shoulder, and some of the hoops are tiny, but I tend to kind of skip around a little bit. So I, at least right now, just like to do it right in hand. So yeah, so that's all of my whips right now. I try not to start too many. I'd like to finish something would be awesome and just feel really nice. So I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, that is all my whips. I watch these videos and some people's are like an hour long and I feel like mine's gonna be quick, but for a first one, I mean, I guess that's fine. I don't know how this works. There's no real rules, I guess. Okay, so now some of my stash. I don't have any fabric. Everybody shows this pretty fabric. I just need to go to like, I need to drive down to Indy and go to an LNS and like actually get some stuff because I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants right now and buying a lot of kits, which are great, but I think I'd also like to kit up some of my own and be a little bit more creative with that. But I'll show you some of what I have. I said that me and our little family, we love foxes. So I saw this, I had to get this. It was part of the, I guess Hobby Lobby had they were clearing out a lot of their stuff. So a lot of this it was priced really well. So I was super excited about that. So it's just another little fox. We are huge animal lovers in this family. As I was pulling out some of my charts, I could definitely tell because they almost all have animals on them. So yeah, but I thought that she was super pretty, super cute. Actually, I'm super excited to stitch her, so maybe I'll start on her soon. It has you can't really tell, but it has a blue background. It's just all the colors that I love. So that was a Riolis. I don't know what this is called. But it's 1510, so whatever that is, I don't know if you could look it up. If I'm doing this all wrong, let me know because I'm like not saying a name right or not giving credit where credit's due. I feel like I'm gonna like mess up and I'm gonna be like in Flosstube jail or something. I don't know. Okay. I also got this one. This is another Hobby Lobby. This is just the dimensions. Another pretty. Our bathrooms usually are blue. Like our bathroom right now is blue, so I thought this might be pretty in there. But I like butterflies a lot. It's called Peacock Butterflies Dimensions. It's super, super pretty. I'm one of those weird people that actually really enjoy backstitching, so I saw backstitching. I was like, oh yeah, sign me up for that. But yeah, that'll be super fun. It's a little intimidating. It looks pretty intricate, but it'll be good times. All right. Okay. I feel like I'm holding those up too long, but I have no idea. I am super cute again, but it's just as Be Joyful. Hopefully this flips because everything is backwards in here. What is this? This is a heartfelt called Be Joyful, so. Super cute. I mean, it was literally priced, like how can I not buy this stuff? $5 and it's so cute. There's that. Oh my gosh. Oh, as I was pulling stuff, I also don't have, I would love a craft room. I do not currently have a craft room. But, so we kind of have like a, what is it? Sectional. We have a sectional in our living room, and so there's like a corner of it that has a little table next to it, and that's where I got like my art light on, so I always call it like my little craft corner. And I was pulling stuff out of this drawer in there, and I pulled one out, and then I knew I had charts in another spot, so I went and got them. What did you know? Luckily I didn't pay a ton. I have 2 of the same exact thing, which is super fun, so I'll have to do like random act of kindness or something because I have no use for 2 of these, but I was just like, oh yeah. But yeah, it's 2 little hedgehogs. It's another Riolis. $14.69. I guess they don't have names on these guys. So they're just by number. It's $14.69. Super cute. yeah, we definitely are big animal lovers in our family. We have 2 dogs and 2 cats, which we had long before we had our baby. So they were our first children, and now we have an actual baby, but we just love animals in this house. We living in the Midwest, we have like a lot of farmers, and they're just, I mean, country people around here, and so they, especially when it comes, like, we have cornfields around our house, so whenever it comes to harvest in the fall, we get a lot of mice that come into the house, which we do. I mean, sometimes you have to set traps, and I get that, but we also have a live trap. But we were out talking to our neighbor one day, and I don't know, I think it was probably a mole. I don't think it was a mouse. Kind of like ran into the driveway and was by my husband's foot, and my husband's like, oh my gosh. And our neighbor Lonnie, he's probably in his 80s, he's a super sweet older guy, but he's like, oh, just stomp on it. And my husband was so like, oh my gosh, like, are you crazy? He's like, just let it go. But yeah, it was just like that, just kill it. It's vermin, but we just don't operate that way. So if we can, we actually have a live trap that we've used many times on mice. So that's usually what we use in the fall. So when I say that we're animal lovers, we are animal lovers in this family. And then, so those are all like the kits. I mean, I have some more kits. You don't need to see all of them though. It's not that, I mean, nothing crazy. But I became, I think from Just Keep Stitching, I think Pam and Steph had talked about Crazy Annie's Crazy Stitchers. I think that's what the Facebook group is called. So of course I joined that, and then she's constantly tempting me with all these charts. So then I've actually I got like a couple of charts, and I think they came, the day that I ordered them, I got them one day, and then one the following day, and I was at work, and my husband was home with the baby, and he's like, the second day that a package came, he like sent me a snapshot of the Crazy Annie's. He's like, oh my gosh, you have a problem. And I'm like, yes, I do. So when I first started watching Flosstube, I was talking to these people, and they're like, they said that just as much fun as cross stitching is, it's almost like another hobby, just collecting the charts. I did not understand that when I was first starting, and now I totally do, because I want to stitch everything all the time, and it's hard not to spend all my money, and especially when we're trying to watch what we spend. And so it's like charts and cross stitch stuff and baby girl clothes are like my big thing that I spend money on. I don't spend money on myself anymore, but holy cow, baby clothes and cross stitching, forget it. There goes all my money. So this is one of my recent ones. I think I have another one in the mail right now. So hopefully my husband's not watching this quite yet. I know he's gonna find it eventually. He knows that I've been thinking about it, and I was like, I don't know. He kept asking me, he's like, are you gonna Flosstube tomorrow? And I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I'm kind of nervous about it, but here I am doing it. So, but he's gonna bust on me. He loves it. He's a big teaser, so he'll love to bust on me. But this was a Prairie Schooler. I haven't done any like the more, I guess this would be considered more primitive, but I haven't tried these yet, but I'm super excited. I mean, they're super, super cute patterns. I think this is Autumn Leaves. I think I saw Real Housewives of Cross. I think Priscilla was just stitching this, and I got super excited because I'm like, I have that chart. So I'm like, I feel like I'm becoming part of this. So it's super cute, and then it has these little guys too. I love that owl. Yeah, it's super cute. As I said, I'm a big fall person, so love that. And then I realized that I got another Prairie Schooler too, Where There Are Bees. So I think almost every single one of my charts have animals on it. But yeah, Where There Are Bees, there is honey. If this doesn't flip around, which would be super sad. But yeah, I think the Crazy Annie group, she was saying this is a pretty popular one, so I dig it. So yeah, I think that's it for now. So hold on, let me exit out so it doesn't bother me. So yeah, I have no finishes, but this is me, and so hopefully, when I was like getting ready to do this, I'm like, I kind of feel like it's like the first day of school where I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna go with it. Hopefully I'll make friends and we'll see what happens. So hopefully somewhere out there. wants to be my flossy friend would be awesome. I know I'm trying to get my sister-in-law. I kind of mentioned it to her. I dropped the hint, so maybe she'll get into it. For years before I started doing this, I did paint by numbers all the time, like every day, especially like before I had the baby. I'm like, I wish I would have found like cross stitch before I had the baby. I would have gotten so much done. But so I did like the big like adult paint by numbers, and then when my brother and sister-in-law came to visit one summer, she saw it and she's like, oh my gosh, I want to try that. Went to Hobby Lobby, and then she just like took off and was like I think she's probably done more than I have. I mean, it would take me a long time to finish one, but I think she's done more than me. So my husband was like, oh my gosh, if our sister-in-law gets wind of this and you get her into cross stitch, like she's gonna surpass you. And I'm like, oh, I know, trust me, I know. But so we'll see. So if she started, then I'd have someone to stitch with. But everybody that I mentioned it to are like, you do what? Some of my clients at work, I have one client that she like she's like, oh yeah, I kind of stitch, I dabble in that, but not, I'm like, I don't think people really realize how much. Like, something I need to do every day or I'll go crazy. But it's my sanity, my therapy. But yeah, so that's it. That's me. And maybe I'll do one again soon. Maybe if I make good progress on one, I can be like, look at what I did. So we will see, but until next time, goodbye, Flosstube. I am signing off, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.